personally attacked by these questions. I feel I should really have my glasses here with me because I cannot see to save my life. Hold up. Hello book reading friends, my name is Melanie and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we're doing a very late mid-year freak out book tag because it's never too late to film a video. When the Booktube community first started doing this video, I considered doing it and then I never did. You can subscribe down below and join the family. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Goodreads. I will leave all those good links down below. And without further ado, let's get started with this video because I'm excited for this one. We're starting in hot with the first question, and it is, how much have you read? I have to be honest, I set up a realistic goal for myself for 2020. I was not overly ambitious. I knew I could read this amount. I knew what I was capable of. And so I set up a goal for myself of 50 books. I am 16 books behind schedule. Oh my god, I have been failing at this reading game in 2020, but you know what? We still have 4 months left, so we're gonna make the most of them. Best book you've read so far in 2020. At the top of my head, I can tell you guys, All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover is one of my favorite books of 2020. It was so well written, just so beautiful and real. It is an adult book and it follows their journey as they're trying to fix their marriage that is threatened to break by the pressure of so many secrets and expectations. Another book that I really enjoyed this year, and there was no way in hell I was not gonna enjoy this one, was Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. Such a good book. I am currently in the works with my book review, so expect that very, very soon. This book takes place in between the Infernal Devices and the Mortal Instruments, and it follows Cordelia Carstairs and James Herondale. Both of these characters have very different motivations, but it follows them as a new plague comes to London. This happens after many years of peace and quiet after the events of the Infernal Devices. Just the friendships in this book, the relationships, it was funny, it was endearing, it was stressful. A work of art with this one. To be honest, I haven't had a lot of 5-star books this year. The only 5-star book is All Your Perfects, and then Chain of Gold follows with 4.5. Best sequel you've read so far in 2020. Have I read any sequels? Oh wait, I did read sequels this year, but it's not like favorites. Can I cheat on this one? I did reread all of Aquatar, so can I just say Court of Mist and Fury on this one? Is that a valid answer? I don't care if it is. I'm still saying Aquatar. Aquatar, the first book, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it deviates from there on. I love this book. It is arguably my favorite one out of the 3 that are out. People will probably give me shit for this one, but I love Aquamoth, and I cannot even explain to you without spoiling you. We have a lot of steamy romance and a lot of conflict, and it is just god-tier trash. New release you haven't read yet but want to. Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia is a gothic horror following a woman from 1950s Mexico. Sounds incredible. Furia by Jamil Sayed Mendez, which is coming out on the 15th of September, follows an Argentinian girl called Camille Hassan who loves football. Legend Born by Tracy Dion, which kind of gives me City of Bone vibes. It's about Arthurian mythology, out of this world. I would have said Midnight Sun if I'd filmed this a month ago. I am currently reading Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I have a lot of thoughts about that one. Be on the lookout for my review. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year, Furia by Jamil Sayed Mendez. Legend Born by Tracy Dion, which is coming out, I think it's coming out mid-September as well. Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas, which follows Yadriel, who wants to prove himself as a brujo. He's a transgender boy. There might be some romance with a ghost. It's everything I've been hoping for. I want Cemetery Boys to come out so bad. Biggest disappointment of the year. For this one, I have 2, and then 2 others who are not yet finished but on the way of becoming disappointments. Now for the 2 that are already established, I have Romanov from Nadine Brandes. It was just a huge letdown in regards to main plot, the magic system, the romance. I feel it was hyped up to be a lot more than it was. Anastasia as a character, I didn't really fall in love with her. And and An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. This book was heavily compared to ACOTAR. It follows a human girl who is a painter, and she works very, very closely to the Fae, and then she paints the Prince of the Autumn Court, I think it is. She paints something in his eyes that shouldn't ever be painted in a Fae's eyes, and they embark on this journey because she needs to be held for trial at his court. This book is so short. It gives you absolutely no time to establish this fantasy world. The romance is so rushed, it doesn't even feel real. The characters could be interchangeable with every single stereotypical YA character in a fantasy book ever. Then for the two books that are on the path of becoming disappointments are The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, which is a prequel for The Hunger Games. Still have not finished it. I don't ever think I will look at the word cabbage the same way after reading this book. It's been such a frustrating read. And then Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. It is on the way to becoming a disappointment, majorly because of her writing. Still not sure how to feel about this one. At times I hate it. At times I feel like an 8-year-old again. I will keep you updated on these two because I don't know how I'll end up feeling about either of them. You know what? Let me backtrack for a second because I forgot a disappointment. You know which book disappointed me? And this disappointment happened way after I read it. Again But Better by Christine Riccio, because at first I loved it. It had so much potential, but there was so much self-insert in this book, and whoa! My earring just fell. Did you guys just see that? Okay, Christine, I won't hate on your book anymore. Biggest surprise. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston really surprised me. That book was really, really good. If I take away some aspects that I mentioned on my book review that I didn't particularly enjoy, Red, White, and Royal Blue follows the first son of the United States called Alex Claremont Diaz, and then Prince Henry from the British royal family, as these two make a public display of their rivalry and hatred for each other, and they are asked to fake a friendship in the midst of a re-election campaign. It provides a lot of political escapism and a lot of LGBTQIA+ representation. It was just a very light-hearted, fun, heartwarming read. You know what? Another book that took me by surprise was Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. I genuinely did not think that I would like this book as much as I did. I think Sarah's writing is kind of controversial because I think most people paint her books as good trash, but I still enjoy them. It is the first adult fantasy novel of Sarah's, and this book is about Bryce Quinlan, who is half fae, half human, and she finds herself in the middle of an ongoing investigation, and she is appointed alongside a fallen angel to try and solve the mystery of what is happening in this world. The romance is steamy, but I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with this book because you know what? Sarah is known for her switcheroos. I don't know if these characters are gonna be endgame. Your favorite author, debut or new to you? Colleen Hoover. Really enjoyed her writing with All Your Perfects. I think it was very poetically written, and the way that stuff kept coming back, and there are so many memorable quotes with this particular book. Again, her writing is very memorable. It stays with you. Maureen Johnson with Truly Devious. I really, really enjoyed that book. Books that made you cry. All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover, which you must be tired of me mentioning by now because I bawled like a baby. Chain of Gold made me cry at times. Not all throughout the book. I think the book overall was really frustrating because I wanted to kill a certain character, but I cried during that book. And I also cried in Again But Better. And I don't know what that says about me. A book that made you laugh. 100% The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This book made me crack up so much. Now imagine the proposal meets Just Go With It. They have a baby and it turns into a book. It's a enemies to lovers story, which I personally love. I'm a sucker for that. The book is about Olive, who is heavily convinced she suffers chronic bad luck. Her sister Amy is the entire opposite. She wins giveaways and raffles on the lottery and all of the promos. She absolutely hates her new brother-in-law called Ethan, and once her sister has a display of bad luck for the first time ever. Now Olive and Ethan go on her sister's honeymoon together, and you can all guess where that goes. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received. A Song Below Water by Bethany C. Morrow is a book that I haven't read yet. I own it though. And the cover? Chef's Kiss. And last but not least, goals for the rest of the year. Honestly, might be ambitious at this point of the year, but I really want to meet my 50 book goal. My train of thought is, if I read at least 10 books for the rest of the year, I'll meet my goal and surpass it. I want to read more diverse books, and I also want to be more up to date with the releases. I think those two for me go hand in hand. This is another goal, not that far-fetched. I just want this channel to grow. I want to reach even more people on the book community. I never thought that I would actually end up doing book-related content, but now that I am, I've been hit by the reality of what this community is, and there is so much love to give, and everyone's been so welcoming, because I am honestly having a good ass time. And that is my mid-year freak out book tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It is very late, but nonetheless, never too late. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you are not subscribed, you can subscribe down below. Comment down below any of the questions, any of the prompts for this video. What have you guys been reading? Give this video a big thumbs up if you haven't already. Again, you can follow me on Twitter, Goodreads, Instagram. I will leave all of those links down below. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.